There have been some crazy trades throughout the history of the NBA. Some good, some bad, some just plain confusing. Among the trades that have baffled fans, there is one that stands out. It was devised by the legendary Jon Spoelstra. Yes, he's the father of Miami Heat coach Erik Spoelstra. Spoelstra is known as a marketing genius, and in 1983, he used that genius to pull off the craziest trade the NBA has ever seen. In the 1983 season, the Portland Trail Blazers were an average team. Their leading scorer was Jim Paxson, if that tells you anything about the caliber of the roster. They had been just about a 40-win team for the past few seasons, the definition of mediocre. A few months into the 1983 season, with a record of 21-15, it looked like fans could expect more of the same. By the beginning of January, the team was clearly in need of a jolt. A point guard would be useful, someone who could run the offense and guard the perimeter. Don Buse was a player that came up. He was a veteran point guard for the Indiana Pacers who was a two-time All-Star with 6 All-Defensive Team selections, not to mention a championship. The problem was, the Blazers were a mediocre team looking to get better. Giving up assets wasn't an ideal situation, they just wanted to add a quality player to an average team. Now, we all know that when it comes to trades, you have to give up something. That's just the way it is. So how would the Blazers get their man without giving up too much? Enter Jon Spoelstra. At this point in time, Jon Spoelstra was the senior VP and general manager of the Blazers. Now, when it comes to marketing, Jon Spoelstra is the man. In the NBA world, he's done wonders for the franchises he's worked for. In his 11 years with the Portland Trail Blazers, which saw the middling Blazers go about 500 nearly every season, the team sold out every single home game. In his 2 years with the New Jersey Nets, another dull 500 team, he raised the team's attendance from 27th in the league to 12th, and ticket sales increased 300%. His minor league baseball team, the Dayton Dragons, set the record for the longest sellout streak in all of professional sports history. This is the marketing genius we're talking about. The guy could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Ketchup popsicle? Yeah.
With his sights set on Don Buse, Jon Spoelstra devised a trade that allowed the Blazers to get their man without giving the Pacers a single player, or draft pick, or dollar. Why would the Pacers, who themselves needed desperately to improve, take such a trade? At this point in the Pacers' history, things were rough. Since joining the NBA 6 seasons earlier, the Pacers had just one winning season. They had made some bad decisions, trading away Adrian Dantley just 3 months after acquiring him, giving up Alex English and a first-round pick for a washed-up George McGinnis, and trading another first-round pick in the Jordan draft for a guy who was out of the league 2 years later. By 1983, team owner Sam Nassi was looking to sell the team. But who would buy a team with no real stars and no fans that was losing money every year? Once again, enter Jon Spoelstra. Jon can sell anything. Heck, he sells a book about selling stuff for $3,000. Spoelstra hears that Sam needs help selling the team. So he offers himself in a trade for Don Buse. That's right, Jon Spoelstra traded himself for an NBA player. He offered his services as a master salesman in exchange for Don Buse. Spoelstra worked with the Pacers for about a week. 4 months later, the team was sold. So what's the moral of the story? Well, the next time you think about the Thunder trading James Harden for Kevin Martin, or the Nets trading a pick that turned into Damian Lillard for Gerald Wallace, or the Clippers doing the same for a pick that turned into Kyrie Irving, just be glad your GM didn't accept a trade for a tutoring session with the other team's GM. Yep, that happened. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up so we know to make more like it, and share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe for more NBA content like this, follow us on social media to get updates as soon as we post a new video, and follow me on Twitter at @MTV_Sydney.